Greetings, beautiful beings. I hope you all are drinking water and taking care of yourselves. I hope you know that the world is so much better because you're in it. I hope that your day is going amazingly. I'm Fatima Fatima Man. I'm the birther and director of Community Advocacy and Healing Project, one of the many organizations that brought you the summit today. Welcome to my session called Be Mindful. Now, you're like, I know I'm in a chair next to a blue wall. It's because I'm traveling and I'm in a hotel. So I wanted to just be honest, like I'm not at home. So because I'm not at home, I wanted to be able to provide some information and some grounding and maybe even do some exercises and some movement, right? So be mindful. Why are we talking about mindfulness? What is mindfulness? Oh my goodness. So you know when you get hungry and sometimes your stomach makes this sound or this noise, or you ever get tired and sometimes your eyes starts closing? When you start to pay attention to your eyes closing or your stomach rumbling or you being hungry, that's you being aware, that's you being mindful. You are now thinking about, oh, I'm sleepy, my eyes are closing. You are now thinking, oh my goodness, I'm hungry, my belly is rumbling. So mindfulness is the being in the present moment, right here, right now, and paying attention to what happens. So for example, I'm gonna invite you all to take 30 seconds to just smell and feel and breathe. Hear the sounds, feel the texture, feel your chair, if you're on a chair. Feel it. Is it soft? Is it cold? If you don't have on shoes, what does the floor feel like? Is that soft? Is it cold? What do you smell? Did anybody make me food? Can you smell whatever's happening? What do you hear besides my voice? Is there something going around in your background? Can you hear something in my background? You're invited to just take 5 more seconds. Why are we paying attention to our bodies? Well, I guess I should probably tell you a story. Story goes like this. I don't wear shoes. I haven't worn shoes for almost 6 years now. It will be 6 years, April 14th, 2021. I don't have on shoes now. I walk around the world without shoes. My feet, they've seen a lot of places. I learned that when you don't wear shoes, you step on a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of stuff to step on in the world. So I had to become aware of what was happening and what I was stepping on. Like, for example, there's worms, right? Worms live in grass. But pavement, the sidewalks are in between grass sometimes, right? And so, oh my goodness, in the summertime, the worms are on the pavement. You don't want to step on a worm in the summer. It doesn't feel good. So I had to learn to be mindful of the worms. I had to learn to be mindful of the ants. I had to become aware that I was now walking in places where ants are and where worms are and things that could bite me or hurt me. So I became really, really mindful about how I walked, how fast I walked. If I decided to walk at all, I really paid attention to what was going on. So I was always looking down and looking around so I didn't hurt myself. I became what I like to call an expert in mindfulness like that, because I can't hurt myself. And if I'm not mindful, I hurt myself and I can't do that. So mindfulness is important because it helps you pay attention. It helps you be in the moment. Like, if you're in class or if your parent is talking to you and let's say someone is talking to you and you're in a phone or you're reading a book or you're watching TV, you are mindful, like you are in that moment. You are aware of the TV. You are aware of that. You are having that moment on your couch or on the floor. So let's say when your parent starts to talk to you and you're on your phone, you're not mindful that they're talking to you. So you miss what they're saying. And then they say, Were you listening to me? And you say yes, and you may repeat it, but you didn't feel it in your body. What does that mean, to feel it in your body? It means that you weren't fully present. You just heard the words, but you didn't experience the words. You didn't allow it to take you somewhere. Because words can take you on a journey. And sometimes our parents be wanting to take us on a journey, but we're not always paying attention. We're not always mindful. Now, having mindfulness for everyone else, that's important. But I want to talk to you about you being mindful about you. Because that right there, that's the jam. So check it. You know when you're tired, like really tired or really hungry, and you may or may not eat or sleep because you have something to do, or it's busy, or whatever reason, you're not going to sleep and you're not eating. You ever notice how you act when you get really tired? Sometimes, when I get tired, I cry. Like, I'm a crier. Like, if I'm tired and I didn't take a nap, I can cry. And sometimes when I'm really hungry and I don't pay attention to me being hungry, I get a little snappy, right? Like, I don't really want to listen or talk to a lot of people. I am mindful about eating and drinking water and taking care of myself, because I know that if I don't, there's these things that my body does. There's just things that happen, right? So mindfulness, being mindful of yourself, means paying attention to you, your body, and what you need. So if you're tired, say you're checking with your body and you see if your body needs anything. Like right now, we'll practice. I just put my hand on my chest and on my belly, just because it helps me like get into my body. So I'm gonna invite you, take one hand, put it on your chest. One hand, I'll put it right over your belly button. Excuse me. And I invite you to close your eyes if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't, that's fine. You can leave them open. But if you close them, I just invite you to listen to my voice. Yeah? So you're invited to close your eyes and then see if your body wants you to do something. Like, do you need to drink water? Are you hungry and do you need a snack? Do you need to stretch your arms up or roll your neck? I need to stretch my arms. So I checked in my body, and my body asked me to stretch its arms. So I'm going to stretch my arms. You're invited to check in with your body. See if your body wants you to do anything. Maybe you need to use the bathroom. And if so, pause this. Maybe you need a hug because you need a hug today. Maybe your body needs a sweater, or maybe to take off a layer because you're hot. Whatever it is, you're invited to just check in with your body and then go get it. Go do the thing. If the thing that you need to do, you need to get permission for, get permission. But if you just need to stretch and your body wants you to roll your shoulders because you've been sitting down, or maybe you were climbing trees or doing whatever, do that. Being mindful of your body means that you are paying attention to what's happening to you. And if you can pay attention to what's happening to you, it allows you to help pay attention to what's happening to other people. What does that mean? Let's see. If you know that when you get hungry, you pout, you get mad, then you're able to recognize if someone else gets hungry, that they might get mad or something else because they're hungry too. When you recognize what's going on with you, you can then help other people. But you got to start with yourself. So that means drinking the water, being mindful if you need rest, and resting, checking with your body, right? You are the guide of your own body. You and your body are the only beings that know what's best for your body. Now, parent beings, they're going to tell you that they know what's best because they've been on the world, and that's true. But your parents aren't you, and your parents help you get what you need But you have to know what you need too. It's not just your parents. So, for example, if you're hungry and you don't know that you're hungry, then how can your parents help you get the food that you need? Yes, they know because they're super, and they automatically can probably know when you're hungry and make sure you eat. But also, you should be able to do that too, because you are the guide of your own experience. Your vessel is yours. So being mindful of your vessel and what you need is important. Now, how do you practice mindfulness all day? Or sometimes? Easy. You just pay attention. So you do one thing at a time, and you try to do that thing, and you're present the entire time. So if I am eating a cucumber, excuse me, my favorite vegetable of all time. Well, it's kind of a melon, so my favorite green thing to eat is a cucumber. There's different types of cucumbers. There's a Japanese cucumber, and there's a divine cucumber, and there's a silver slicer cucumber, and there's a lemon cucumber. I think there's one more cucumber that I like, but those are my top 4 favorite cucumbers. And when I eat them, and I try not to do something else. I just try to eat the cucumber, and I bite into it, and I think about all the things that had to come together to make a cucumber, right? So there was a seed that was planted into the ground, and it had to be watered, and then there was sun, and then it had to be picked, and it had to be driven. All of those things I get to be in the present, and I become aware of when I'm eating a cucumber. And I become aware of it, and I'm so grateful for it, because, oh my goodness, all of those things had to happen for me to have a cucumber. And all I'm doing is eating a cucumber. So when you're mindful of things, you're mindful of it from the point of, if this is what I'm doing, it's all I'm doing. If you're writing something, you're writing something. If you are playing music, listen to the music, listen to the songs, listen to the beat, dance, be in the moment. A lot of times we multitask. We do 3 to 4 things at one time. But those 3 to 4 things, I mean, imagine if we did one at a time, how amazing it would be to just play outside with your friends. And that's all you're doing. You're not in your phone or trying to think about homework or think about something else. What happens if you just think about what's going on in your body and what's happening in that moment? Magic. That's what happens. You can make up and you can do anything when you're in the present, because you're there to do it. When you're thinking about what you have to do tomorrow, or your friends, and they're not in your face, and you're someone else's face, then you're not paying attention, and you're not in the moment, and you're not being mindful. It's this awareness that you have when you're mindful. It's the ability to be present. It's the ability to know that you have everything that you need, and that you're smart, and the world is so much better because you're in it. Every moment that you're in this world, that you're here right now, oh my goodness, we are winning. We are winning because you are here. We are mindful that your presence makes this world better. So when you are mindful, you are aware. If you don't know what aware means, it means you're paying attention, that you are, I like to say, present, that you're breathing deeply. And you're focusing on breathing deeply. And because you're focusing on breathing deeply, then now you can bring yourself back into this moment. So like, you ever get really, really mad? I have. And you know how sometimes they say, take 10 deep breaths. They say that because your deep breaths, they help calm you down. Calming you down helps bring you back into, the things that you know that you should do, right? Like, if you're mad and let's say you want to hit somebody, when you take 3 deep breaths, it brings you back into what you know, and you know that you can't hit people, right? Being mindful helps you realize when you're mad, when you're sad, when you're happy, when you've done something great. Being mindful allows you to see you. And what I mean by that, I mean, like, you're amazing. If you don't know that you're amazing, then you're not mindful of yourself yet. If you don't know that you can do anything, you're not aware of your present. In this present moment, you are able to do anything as long as it aligns with not causing harm to yourself or others. That means as long as whatever you do shouldn't hurt you, your vessel, right? Shouldn't hurt you, and it shouldn't hurt another person. Words hurt, right? So being mindful is you think about how your thoughts, speech, and actions impact people. So you think about how what you say can like it may hurt someone's feelings. So being mindful about what you say and how you say it, what you do, thinking about and being aware of, man, if I do this, is this gonna hurt me? And if it's not gonna hurt me, is it gonna hurt them? If the answer is yes, then you shouldn't do it. So when you think about being mindful, it's really about asking yourself questions. And the first question I'm gonna invite you to ask yourself is, does this hurt me? Excuse me. And then the other question is, does it hurt the other person? If the answer is yes to any of those questions, you don't want to do those things because those things aren't mindful. So we're going to do a practice. We're going to practice mindfulness right now. If you want to. If you don't want to, you're fine. But if you do, I'm going to invite you to practice with me. So if you're sitting down in a chair, I'm going to invite you, before you start moving, before you start doing anything, I want you to ask your body if it wants to do this. I know that sounds weird, right? Like you're going to ask your body, but yeah, you are. You can say it out loud or you can say it quietly. I like to talk out loud sometimes to my body because we just need to hear some things out loud sometimes. But you can say it in your mind, and you can just ask your body in your mind or out loud, do you want to do these movements right now with Fatima on the screen? If your body says yes, then let's go. If your body says no, don't do it. It's fine. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not do certain things because it doesn't feel good for you. That is also being mindful. Be mindful of how you feel. And if you feel like you want to do it, do it. And if you feel like you don't. But being mindful allows you to be honest and tell the truth with yourself and your body. And that's all we're asking. So, back to the seated position. If you want to participate in this grounding experience, please do. So, grounding, mindfulness, same thing. Again, if you're sitting in a chair and your feet are able to touch the ground, have them touch the ground. If they're not, then that's cool. Bring them to your chest in your chair, if you can. If this position isn't good for you, also fine. You can do crisscross applesauce in the chair if you can. That works. You can do all of these things on the floor as well. And or you can stand up. I'm not going to stand up because you'll lose me on screen. So I'm going to do this seated, and a lot of times we sit down anyway. So I'm going to invite you to pay attention to your feet. I'm looking down at my feet right now, and I have pressed the 4 corners of my feet. I'm going to show you my feet. This is my other foot. The 4 corners of my foot, these 4 corners, I am pressing into the earth, and then I'm taking my toes and I'm raising them up towards the heavens, right? So if you can do that, do that. If you have your legs crisscross applesauce or they're up here, I still want you to see if you can press your foot down just like this and crisscross applesauce. I want you to take your foot And I want to see if you, and see if you can press it into your thigh. One of them, but it'll have to be both. And then you can switch for the next time. Now, invite your body to do these things first. Invite them to do the movements. Invite your body to move. As you're pressing down your feet into the earth and or into your thigh or into the chair, you're invited to invite your core to engage. Place your hands on your laps. You can raise them up. Invite your shoulders like to come away from your ears. A lot of times we have our shoulders up. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. And then act like, there's something flat on your head and you have to like kind of push it up. And then you're gonna want to push up and down at the same time. It's a little work. So you're still pressing your feet down and you're pulling your spine up and you're bringing your shoulders down. And our spine is here. So we want to act like there's a string here that is pulling us up and pushing us down. Now, with this, I invite you to see if your body wants to do something called community deep breaths. This is where our mindfulness comes in. Well, all of it is mindful because you're still pressing your feet into the earth. Your core is still engaged. Your shoulders are away from your ears. Your spine is still erect. All of those things have not stopped. I'm going to invite us to take 3 community deep breaths. We're going to start. I'm going to put one hand on my heart. It's heart chakra day. That's another session, and then we're going to put another one on your belly. When we inhale through our nose, we're going to push our bellies all the way out. Push it out. And then when you exhale, we're going to contract it and bring it in. So when I inhale, it's inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in, inhale, belly out, exhale, belly in. So now that you get the belly in and belly out, I'm going to invite us to do these 3 deep breaths. This is you being mindful of your breath. The breath is the thing that connects all of us to one another. As we're all on the same planet, Earth, at the same time right now, breathing air. The same thing that all of us need to be. So I'm going to invite you to inhale and exhale on the count of 3 with me. You're going to inhale through your nose and out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Deep breathe on your own. In through your nose, out through your mouth. I'm inviting you to do these inhales and these exhales so that you are in your body. And this is what we call mindful breathing. You are breathing on purpose. You are doing something intentionally. This breath allows you to be in this moment. When you get upset or you get sad or you're flustered and you're trying to get your thoughts together. Sometimes being still, paying attention to our bodies, being mindful of our experience, that's it. That's the work. That's being mindful. It's being present. I invite you all to come back if you're still doing your deep breaths. And I invite you to shake your body. Shake your body. Shake your body. If it feels right for you, you're about to shake your body. Just do a leg, do an arm. Just shake. Because your body needs movement too. And when you can do something also called mindful movement. So I'm not just moving my hands. I'm aware. I know that I'm moving my hands. I know my hands are moving. I'm not just moving. I know my head is moving. I'm not just moving my head. Mindful movement is us knowing what we're doing, what our bodies is doing, and not just allowing our body to do as if we're not connected to it. You're connected to your body. So know that you can't say, I didn't know what I was doing. That means if you didn't know what you were doing, that you weren't present and you weren't aware. So that you're always present and aware, do your deep breaths. Allow yourself to be here right now. I'm going to close with this. I'm going to invite you to repeat 3 things after me if it feels right for you. And then I'm going to invite you to write these things down. And you're invited to write them down from the perspective of how can I be, right? How can I be mindful? What can I do to be mindful? What can I do to be mindful? At home, at school, with my friends, but most importantly with myself. So that's my invitation for you, is to ask yourself, how can I be more aware of myself? How can I take better care of myself? How do I make sure that I am doing what myself needs? Myself, yourself, right? So, thing I'm going to ask you to repeat. I am mindful. I have everything I need. I am not alone. I am mindful. I have everything I need. I am not alone. I am mindful. I have everything I need. I am not alone. And yes, I would like you to repeat it 3 times after me. Please and thank you. You are all amazing. This world is yours. Us, elders or people older than you, we learned from you. You all just got here, which means that you are much closer to what a lot of us have forgotten, and that's the ability that we can do anything. As long as we believe we can. And as long as those things don't harm ourselves and other people, we can be mindful and we can live and we can love and we can do anything. You can do anything. The world is so much better because you're in it. You have the ability to transform and transcend so many things by being mindful of yourself and others. The world is so much better. So please take the time to learn how can you be mindful of yourself and what you need. And then learn how you can do that with other people in your life. May you know that taking care of yourself is your birthright. Napping, drinking water, pausing, being still, making art, dancing, crying, all beautiful things that you deserve to do, as long as you're not hurting yourself and someone else. That's it. So may you be mindful of yourself. May you be mindful that you have everything you need. May you be mindful that you are abundant and that you are not alone. And we are so grateful that you joined us today. I am so grateful you joined us today. Thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing day. And I look forward to hopefully seeing you all sometime at some point. Love.